Most gardeners are overfeeding their plants and starving their soil at the same time. That's the contradiction nobody talks about. You add fertilizer, you see a quick boost, and then everything slows down again. Leaves pale out, growth becomes uneven, and yields drop off halfway through the season. That's not a nutrient problem, it's a soil biology problem. When soil lacks active microbes, nutrients don't cycle properly. They either leach out with water or sit locked in forms plants can't use. So every time you add more fertilizer, you're just pouring into a system that can't process it. That's why you end up chasing results instead of building them. Now, before I show you what that one scoop actually is, there's a small change I made that fixed a mistake I didn't even realize I was making. I started using a 4-liter electric composter for kitchen to process my food scraps into a consistent, usable form instead of tossing semi-decomposed waste into my beds. That inconsistency was quietly disrupting my soil balance. This tool gave me uniform input every time, no guesswork. I'll leave the exact one I use in the description if you want to check it out. Now let's get into the scoop that changed everything. The scoop I'm talking about isn't a synthetic fertilizer, and it's not something you buy in a shiny bag. It's microbially active compost concentrate, dense, mature organic matter that's been fully broken down and stabilized. But here's where most people go wrong. They think all compost is the same. It's not. Half-finished compost can actually harm your plants. It competes for nitrogen, introduces unstable compounds, and disrupts root environments. That's why some people say compost doesn't work. It's not the compost, it's the quality. When compost is fully mature, it becomes something completely different. It's not just decomposed material. It's a living system packed with microbes, enzymes, and plant-available nutrients. And when you apply just one scoop of that into the root zone, you're not feeding the plant directly. You're activating the entire soil system. Here's how I use it in real conditions. In a raised bed, I take 1 handful, roughly 1/4 to 1/2 cup, and place it directly into the planting hole before transplanting. Not mixed throughout the entire bed, just concentrated where the roots will establish first. That small amount does more than spreading kilograms across the surface. Why? Because roots need immediate access to a biologically active zone. Once they connect with that, the effect spreads outward as microbes multiply and move through the soil. I tested this with tomatoes and peppers in identical beds. One bed had compost mixed evenly throughout. The other had targeted scoops placed at each planting point. The second bed outperformed the first by a clear margin. Faster establishment, thicker stems, and more consistent fruiting. And here's the part that surprised me. I reduced additional feeding by more than half. Now let's talk about containers, because this is where this method becomes even more powerful. In containers, space is limited. You don't have the luxury of a large soil ecosystem, so you have to build it strategically. I add 1 scoop of mature compost into the center of the container during planting, then cover it lightly with soil before placing the seedling. This prevents direct root burn while still allowing microbial interaction. Within days, you'll notice stronger root anchoring. Within weeks, the plant looks more stable and less reactive to watering changes, and this connects to something most gardeners struggle with: watering inconsistency. Healthy soil with active biology holds moisture better and releases it more evenly. That means fewer stress cycles for the plant. Now here's where I'm going to push back on common advice. People say you need to constantly top-dress compost. You don't. If your base is strong and your soil biology is active, frequent additions aren't necessary. In fact, overloading the surface can create imbalance and reduce oxygen flow. Targeted application works better than blanket application. Now, let's get into why this 1 scoop effect feels so dramatic. It's not magic, it's timing and concentration. When a plant is young, its root system is limited. That's the most critical stage. If you give it access to a rich, biologically active zone early, it establishes faster and stronger. That early advantage carries through the entire season. Miss that window, and you spend the rest of the time trying to compensate. This is why I focus on planting stage inputs more than mid-season corrections. Now remember earlier I mentioned inconsistent compost being a problem. This is where control matters. If your compost quality varies, your results will too. That's why I move toward processing organic waste in a more controlled way. It gives me a predictable base that I can build on, because consistency is what separates average results from reliable ones. Now let's talk about hydroponics, because people assume this doesn't apply there. It does, but differently. You don't add compost directly into hydro systems, but you can use compost extracts or teas derived from high-quality material to introduce microbial benefits without clogging your setup. I've tested this in hybrid systems, where roots have partial exposure to organic inputs. The difference is subtle but measurable. Stronger root mass and more stable growth. It's not a replacement for nutrient solutions, but it enhances the system. Now here's something most gardeners overlook completely. Not all growth is good growth. Fast, weak growth caused by excess nitrogen leads to soft tissues, pest vulnerability, and poor fruit quality. What you want is steady, resilient growth. That's what biologically active compost supports. It releases nutrients gradually, in sync with plant demand instead of flooding the system. And that's why, one scoop can outperform heavy feeding. Now let's address a mistake that can cancel out all these benefits. Using compost that isn't fully mature. If it still heats up, smells sharp, or has recognizable food scraps, it's not ready. Using it too early creates more problems than it solves. You want dark, crumbly material with an earthy smell. No heat, no sharp odors. That's when it becomes powerful. And if you don't have that, don't rush it. Build your system so you always have a steady supply of finished material. That's how you maintain results season after season. Now here's the bigger picture. Gardening isn't about adding more inputs. It's about improving efficiency, getting more results from less, by understanding how plants and soil actually interact. Once you shift your focus from feeding plants to supporting soil biology, everything becomes simpler. Less guesswork, less waste, better outcomes, and that's what this one scoop represents. It's not about quantity, it's about quality and placement. If your garden has been inconsistent, if you're seeing growth but not yields, or if you're constantly adjusting your feeding schedule, this is where you need to look. Not at what you're adding, but how your soil is functioning. Because once the system works, the plants follow. Subscribe to FamLogic if you want more real-world methods like this, tested, practical, and focused on results that actually hold up over time. And really share this with someone who keeps chasing fertilizer fixes but isn't seeing consistent growth. Sometimes the solution isn't more, it's better.